Yamunyina Ewo Young Eradi Yesu Christo Edimo. I bring greetings to all our viewers and all our listeners. I had to take a few days off. I thank God I'm back here alive. But before I continue, I want to shout out to our viewers at Bupe, the toll bridge. I arrived there yesterday in the evening on my way here. And the type of cheers they gave me, I didn't even know they could make me out. Just to let them know that they knew what they were talking about. They said, Wokwa, kwa chia Mama Lydia, chia Diane.
Let's just I
and wow. Japan food and I say, yeah, you are right. You are right. You are right. So as I continue, I'm bringing a shout out to you. Mo amutie ye wo bupe asam na me kai enra me bahan ye dru ho be ye nwumre me tua me toll boot wi me hu ma be sister bi na ni agi o dwane sister who is this what's ante me nim say wonni mi na eja pafutuo wo kwa chia Mama Lydia wonni ho ne Diane he knew Diane took my place me chia bolga fo nyina nyame onhyira yen enne ye toa ye nkyire ewa awade wo be hu se cases a yetie wo hafa ya awade wo hunu enti we want to be preventive. I've said this time and again on Fridays when we go into this teaching that we want to be preventive in our approach. When we get to know God's mind and the way God wants us to run this institution, some of the pitfalls, we will get our way over these pitfalls and marry right to the glory of God. There's no marriage in heaven, no. But if we don't play it right here, our marriages will send us tumbling the other direction, which is hell. That is the reason why we have made this time to know God's mind concerning this all-important institution so that we can do it right. Nienti adebia mi kase, nienti ayede nchirachire yi ebe tare ho enese. Nsamo ayeta tie ni fa eya ware. Na wotie nia, na question na wobusa ho ne se asimasi ne mo a omude omu case ba ye. Anko munnim nyame adwene ye. Ena omudi sa adwene na tena ware ne mu a. Baby omaduru na nka nya no nie. Oho. Enti ye pese mo a mutie ne muntie ne ye. Ye eya anya ye dese mo de mo asam eba. Anka ye betekura ne na nipa eba no na testimonies na mo de ba. Obi nso be walk here and telling us say nchirachira ye ma no ama na wari asesa. Enti mu tie mi a mu amudi ye adwuma. This is we want once in a while. That testimony si beba na ye hu say we are getting somewhere. Enti nchirachira ye de ban tie na supam wa kwa school wo pen no chiro because ya me de ni nyina me books ya ne amidi kan enemo ye no me wie ye Christian enya ade anso ametimi awie enti wo woto a na wato aso enne me de 102 no eno na ye be hyase very important reasons why you should marry. The reasons why you should marry, very important. Anything you do in life, the why is very important. Now we are talking about purpose, and it's very important that you should understand this. Nyame no a ohihye na ware ehye no yese nyame aware nyame hyehyeye enya ye maame enya ye papa enya ye wofa na asem nso hyase enya sa wogya no asem ne wo mienu yemfa ya adwene ne ye pe no yenye dabi wie yase nyame born wie yase nyina nyame wo ne hyehyeye ene na asem a edi ye bibia chi o se wunimo enu enye excuse enu ti na ose nimudia mema nim nti omo yira wankasa anka wunnim anya hwe o sa wono wampa mere ose hwehwe na obehunu enti sa wo wampa mere ambe hwehwe na wote ho ne wo ya na ne nyame asambobra eye bone nyame so betwe ade bonefo eso embe kan kire me sa wo sofo nkan kire wo embe kan kire me sa wo maame no papa nkire wo wo a wo betimi ahwehwe Wa wobetimi apesa animdie no. Na wo de suro na opopo enfanya won kwaje ho adwuma. Enti enne nyame kura a ohihye aware no na adwene mopo ben e na owa ode ye nsa. What was God's mind? What was his purpose? Why did God institute this marriage at all? We got to know the what of marriage. Now we are going to the why of marriage. Now this is the second of my books, 102, and I'm reading the introduction. It reads, one would ask, is it necessary to convince anybody to marry? What is in marriage that is not enjoyed outside marriage? Is it sex, procreation, companionship, or help? Many men and women in cohabitation, girlfriend-boyfriend relationships are enjoying these benefits. So why the bother? These questions reveal the mentality and ignorance of most people with regards to the importance of marriage. It is also obvious that those who think this way are not mindful of the fact that marriage is an institution ordained by God with clear rules regulating its practice. Disobeying these rules result in eternal consequences. Therefore, one of the reasons for this book is to correct the wrong mentality that marriage is unimportant as long as what is permitted only in marriage can be done outside marriage. Marriage is a creation ordinance instituted by God as a union of a man and a woman. Therefore, he treats this special partnership seriously and expects partners to behave responsibly towards each other. Furthermore, God formed man and woman with natural sexual desires, which are divinely permitted to be satisfied only in marriage. Unfortunately, several men and women have undertaken to satisfy these sexual desires outside marriage through multiple sexual partners and cohabitation. This widespread sexual indiscipline defies God's commands to flee fornication and avoid sexual immorality. Sex outside marriage is a sin. Fornication and adultery are sexual sins which result in physical, health, social, spiritual, and eternal consequences. God's solution for these sexual sins is marriage, as stated in 1 Corinthians 7:2. But because there is so much sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife and each man should have his own wife and each woman her own husband. Marriage also provides couples better reward for their labor, and life becomes easier and more fulfilling when two people make a commitment to share their lives together. Two heads are always better than one, and there is strength in unity. In view of this book presents credible biblical reasons why marriage is advantageous and beneficial, and encourages all, especially Christians, to consider the need to marry instead of cohabiting and committing sexual sins that attract God's judgment. It is a fact that marriage does not necessarily cure lustful desires, as demonstrated by some couples who defile the marriage bed. However, the truth remains that marriage is the only divinely approved platform for sexual satisfaction and procreation. Sexual sins have eternal consequences. So why would anyone become a victim when one can satisfy these sexual desires in marriage? Why would anyone struggle through life alone when there is the benefit of a companion who will provide help, support, encouragement, and comfort through life's storms? Important as marriage is, the Bible acknowledges that some people may not marry for specific reasons mentioned in this book. I pray that the benefits of marriage outlined in this book will arouse your desire to marry, except those who fall in the group of eunuchs. This is the introduction to this topic that we are just about getting into. So, niyama kain wabrofo sese ya eye nia edi kan ya ye friend introduction mi yi saa asemfo no kire enti wo kan a wo benya adwene wo nia kyiro no eba beka ana nia ma kyiro no eba beka na mi di kan ebusa se obi beka se mo nim aware se mi mo obi an ha me edie na awarefo ya mi a me ware ye yi a mi ntimi nye eye mpam asem eye awo eye se ye be nenam agi ani me ware yanse me ye we nyina enti aware akra nfaso be na wo so ya mo gigi ya sum ena me ka se saafo no o mo wo saa adwene no omo ma aware ehia enti ne ye no aware mu no ono ote abonte no onware no ote wa oye ne nyina no kire se ono no nyame adwene efa aware no onim kra nya onim mpo anya na asem no onsa enim se ye busa mra no anyame atwura to ono a won sonso kese emaye enunti ena me kyiro saa nwoma yi se saafo no benya adwene sekira no omo ahu se ne nyame abɔ ne tirim pɔ se ye no aware no omo nkoye no aware achi ama nsama nkan se ento omo na nyame no a ɔbɔ ye no ewo ne enti a ɔbɔ akwa ne nyina de agu nipa no yemu na adwene a ɔwɔ maye ena ekire kwan a ɔfa so ɔbɔ ye fa ye wo kan Genesis chapter 1 verses 28 no was kan ofre nipa mienu pe ena odi kan bɔ Adam ene Hawa ɔka kire omo se omo enwo na omo ndori na omo nhye wie yase nyina ema minim se obi a wo ye at least wonnim nyame kitwa bi se den a wo ba nya saa adwene no wo wotirimu wo Genesis 1:28 enti wo be hu se na owo saa adwene no ema nipa se bibia oboye no anka wie yase de ode a hye nipa nsam na bibia ehye wie yase no o se yen na yen disu enti anka ye be ye den na Adam ne Awa ni obi bia aye wie yase nyina ema enti aware nea eba se ebeye eno no na san se nyame pese wie yase nyina anya manintin obo bema ema ne bema ena obo oba enso ono so wonase na sa awo enti no edi feelings cry kan no tsan wotwim odi atenka bi ahyeyemu enti wo ye bema na wo nyine na sa atenka no ehya ase yi na tia enya boni o enkyere sa wo yare ye sa na ye bo ba ye wo mira sa atenka no esese enye adwuma enya sa ehya ase a na wo huri so da bi wo mire a sa de no eba sa na ema no so enti nyame onfa sa atenka no enhye ye mu na waja ye ntra se ye nenam debi onim sa atenka no we mu na sa atenka ne beda adi ebe ye adwuma ya awade ye mu enu nti na wo hyehye awade woduru se wo be ware a ya awade ye mu na sa atenka no ye dadi na sa atenka ne dadi a enu nso na de awo eba ema nipa adore ahye wie yase nyina mate sese ne ene ye hunu nyame etirimupo eno no enti nyame ne nyame nim ene se aware yenkoa ene gina bra na platform a bema ene oba etimi hia nyame efoaso enti sa watenka no nyame di aware aba ne enti ode ba ya sam na ye ka newu nyame di aware aba sa atenka no ebe wie peye ewo ho enti wo ya brante na wanyini na wanim se wanyini aso aware enye in terms of age o enti na honye ne awarefo ye na beka se o ene kura me ware ye so ntimi eye bone eno ntina ye fra ne dwamambo no eno de